Well, hey, Christy.
What's up, Kelly? That gets weirder every time you do it.
Well, does it though? Or is it more endearing? No?
I mean, it depends on my mood, honestly.
Your pause there is a bit like when you ask someone, hey, does this look good on me? And then they pause. You're like, never mind. Your lack of response is a response.
Well, it's like not making a decision is making a decision.
Exactly. No decision is a decision. Oh my gosh. Well, we made it to podcast Wednesday.
Yeah, but because you went to podcast today, I thought it was Thursday all day, and now I'm real pissed off.
Now you're like, shoot, still 2 more sleeps till Friday? Well, sorry. Well, the good news is we have a fun topic planned today, at least. I think it's a fun topic, at least.
I mean, it is. It's like fun versus trauma. It's all cool. You can
called-
introduce it, though.
Well, yes, I will. The topic today is analog luxury, when your childhood becomes aspirational, or as I know it, just reliving my entire upbringing. It is the thing to do. It's the new luxury these days.
Yeah, let's talk about why it's a luxury. So I can kind of get behind the idea of analog, right? So
Yes.
things slowing down, right? Time,
Yes.
taking your time with things. Funny that I say taking your time with things, but because while I was waiting on you because you were 7 minutes late, I thought I was going to be able to, in that 7 minutes, run downstairs and make some chili, which is now half made in my kitchen.
Were you gonna eat the chili on the podcast? Like, what have you see this
No,
through?
because I have so much time, Presley's
Make
going
it
to
for
get home.
dinner.
And then we have to go straight to practice, and she has to eat something. And
Gotcha.
so now Presley has nothing to eat, nothing acceptable.
Well, acceptable by your standards. I was thinking PB&J on a white bread is entirely acceptable before you go and do some exercise, but this is actually a little bit like the topic of analog luxury, because really what it's talking about is simplifying everything. And I would probably not organizing your time to the very last second with activities, but actually slowing down and enjoying a more peaceful existence, with furry friends like mini donkeys and Highland cows.
Okay,
Can we
first
talk
of all,
about this? There's a part of me that thinks this is definitely just your childhood reimagined. Lo-fi, no Wi-Fi, getting off the grid, doing all those things that are relaxing and mindful. But for the rest of us, especially Gen Xers, we're like, oh, so 1984 minus maybe the low-rise jeans trend in the 90s, because who needs to relive that? But
no
for
one,
you,
no one, no one.
you
I know
feel,
they're trying to bring it back, but like,
oh
please,
yeah,
dear God, don't.
my daughter keeps
Nobody,
buying them. I don't know. I can't do it. I was traumatized by it the first time, and now I'm just suspicious about why it's coming back around again.
like, if you're Britney Spears, great. Other than that, like, no one needs to be doing that. No one needs to be doing that.
Well,
Well,
the
you
good
were
news for
talking about furry animals, and it's funny when you first. This is Kelly's topic today, everyone. And when she first brought it up, I'm like, everything in here sounds fucking terrible because we know how much I like our furry little friends. But it's
right.
funny. This is now all starting to sound a little bit good. This idea of slowing down, because my dog during a call earlier didn't stop barking nonstop, just barking, 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 and I found myself really hoping that someone was downstairs stealing all my Christmas decorations so I didn't have to take them down.
Wait, your Christmas decorations are still up?
Yes, Kelly,
That
they're
was
still
not
up.
judgment. That's not judgment. That was just genuine curiosity.
Oh, yeah, they're still up because, we're in club volleyball season. So I spent, 2 days in a dark cinder block
Yeah, you're
watching
in a
my kid play
damn.
volleyball and getting up earlier than when during school days. Like, I'm like, we're getting up at 5:30 in the fucking morning on the weekend.
I
And
do
it's
love
going,
do love that putting up your Christmas decorations is so joyful. You're like da 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 in the spirit, and taking them down is like going to the gynecologist. You're like, how are we here already? God
has
Almighty!
it been a year? My goodness. My God, why are we here?
Oh my gosh.
Anywho, okay, so
Anywho, well,
talk to me about this unplugging thing, because every time I unplug, okay, let's talk about this. This
yeah.
morning I unplugged for 90 minutes and I got a massage because I have been in pain since I fell on my face running when I was trying to do some self-care,
Yes,
whatever,
your
fuck it, I'm terrible at all of
pre-marathon
it.
prep. Yes.
Half marathon. Anywho, so while I was trying to get, to unplug for a little bit and maybe take care of myself, I got back online and what a dumpster fire.
You're like, "What
An
exploded while I was gone?"
Literally, I was offline for 90 minutes. One of
Yeah,
my best friends who I work with, called me. It was like, "I'm just gonna check on you because you didn't respond to
you
my
didn't
text," and da
respond.
da da da. And I'm just like, so when I plug back in, it's very
It's worse.
scary.
It is kinda
It's worse.
interesting is we've definitely gotten all these things, this technology that has made us ever accessible to everyone. And now we look at younger kids and we're like, they really need to unplug. They need to go experience the real world, which I definitely agree with. But for us as adults, that accessibility now means that if you do try to unplug, the anxiety that you have while you're unplugged is like, what dumb fuckery is happening that I don't know about? Because as soon as I turn her back on, boop, gonna be painful. So it's your inbox just in the back of your mind on holidays where you're like, this is going to suck. When I log back in, it's going to suck. How often do you totally unplug like you did
Not
today?
very often. So, well, also today I wasn't stressed out about what I was coming back to when I plugged in. What happened is I got heartburn at the very beginning of the massage, and so I spent the whole time trying to breathe through my fucking heartburn.
How did you
And
get hurt?
so
What did you have that gave you heartburn before your massage? Breakfast?
I don't know. I mean,
Welcome to your perimenopause era. Everything is weird. Nothing is
I know,
predictable.
I was like, this is and it was an Asian massage place and not like the Thai place that we went to. My God, that was the worst massage I've ever had in my life. I was sore for days.
Would you
Days.
say worse or best? Because I feel like that's kind of the criteria for my
No,
best kind of massage. To feel like
yeah,
I got
no,
just slightly accosted. No?
yeah, but not actual pain, right? Like, I was in pain. Like, I wanted to hit the guy and be like, "That's a bone. It's not going anywhere. Find the muscle around it, bruh." Okay,
I
sorry.
just went back to them last week, not this past weekend, the weekend before with my girlfriend, and I was actually sore for a few days because my guy was, like, 6 inches deep in elbow, I'm sure. Like, I don't think he used any fingers. I think it was all forearm and elbow, and I did have a couple but I'm like, "I will not cave to you and your torture. I'll breathe through it," but it didn't give me heartburn. It's got me regular kind of burn, muscle burn. That sucks. Well, okay, so
Fine.
you came into your unplugging a little bit less ideal. So you were distracted by your heartburn during your time off is what you're saying. But
Correct.
do you ever unplug like Friday work-wise? I know you're in business for yourself, but like Friday, whatever you close the book on a Friday, do you commit like, I'm not coming back to this. You're distracting me with your zhuzhy hair. Do you ever just completely turn it off and then not come back to it and it's not in your mind, or is it always in your phone in your mind?
I'm pretty good at unplugging on the weekends for the most part. I mean, but also, I keep enough of an eye on it in case there's any perceived emergencies
Mm,
because you kinda have to do that when you own your own company and you're in, client services that we are
yeah.
in. What
Yeah.
was funny though is so traditionally, I don't take calls after noon on Fridays because 'cause I'm pretty much just done.
Yes, I'm done with this week.
I'm like, I wanna fit everything starts to become a Monday problem. This week, though, I got a new business, urgent call to meet with people that I've never met with, and
Mm.
they were on the Pacific time zone. So they wanted to meet at 3 o'clock on a Friday, which is 5 PM my time.
You
I
are
did it.
you did it? You're, like, creeping into wine o'clock? Did you have wine in a coffee mug or something? Like, 'cause that's what I
Absolutely
would do.
not.
No.
Absolutely not,
You were
because it
like, "I
was
need to be on my A game. These are people I
Well, it
don't
was
know."
I didn't know them, I didn't know the product, literally, they were like it was like an urgent naming architecture type thing, and
Yeah.
so I had to be really on point and smart and show them that I could do this, and I'm sitting there on just it's like 5 o'clock on a Friday, and I'm just like, "Dear brain cells, whatever is left in there, can you guys all shake hands?" I
We
don't
got
even
this.
remember what happened on the call, thank God I recorded it because I don't remember, I swear sometimes when I'm in calls, and this is my ADHD. But I will, like, black out, and people are like, "That's a really good call," and I'm like, they're like, "That was smart what you said." I'm like, "What did I say?" Like, give me I need the transcript. I need
I
to go back.
I do think that's the best part about podcasting and editing the podcast is actually I'm like, "What did we say?" And then I watch it back and I'm like, "That was actually really quite good." And in the moment, you're not thinking of the you're talking more than listening. At some points, you're like, "What? Try to be intelligent." So when you're doing work calls, you're like, "Sound eloquent, don't say fuck." And then you're like, "What did I say?" That's just me. Well, I think this new trend to and I'm not even gonna say minimalism because I don't think it's that they're all living in the yurt, but it is simplification, right? I think that we're in a culture of optimization. What can we do that's more efficient? What apps can we have to make all of these things better so we can just do more, 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 and have to work less to do the things, but we just piled more things. So you're actually working all the time. And now that simple life is what people are looking at, reminiscing and going, that would be so cool. I will say on my sabbatical, when I was like, can I retire? I did have a vision. I grew up in a small town. I would not necessarily say I loved it when I was doing it, but now I'm like, that seems really nice. So I could have a lavender farm because it's beautiful, and then like some baby goats that I could put jammies on. If they could faint, it would be a bonus, but not required. A tiny miniature donkey that I could give a cool name like Doug, and then a couple of Highland cows that have hair somewhat like my own right now. It just looks like they need a bang trimming every 4 to 6 weeks. I want just furry things and just pretty things blowing in the breeze in the fields. The end.
But you realize that all of these things need to be taken care of.
Yeah. Ironically, we all
So
we grew up with a Tamagotchi that we killed. We was like, these are not Tamagotchis, these are real live animals. It's true. We definitely are
so
romanticizing.
Yeah, I mean, this whole, like, I have all this money, now I'm gonna move to have a goat farm, and bake sourdough bread, although Taylor bakes sourdough bread, and I love that for her, and, like, gardening and all I'm like, "So we're gonna do chores now? Like, our life is just doing the chores that we grew up with? And
Yeah,
how
those
is
things
that
we hated.
luxury?"
It is
Like,
like
if you wanna
simple life. They're status
Yeah,
symbols now. You're gardening. My girlfriend's knitting a sweater as they drive across Canada. That's a flex now.
okay, here's Christy's version of slowing down and unplugging. Put me on a fucking beach, give me some cocktails, and have somebody else cook and clean for me. The end.
The end. This is your luxury. This is your affordable luxury. I just
Okay,
want to be able to afford someone who can do things for me.
like, why are women taking on more chores and calling it, like, luxury? I'm like chopping wood? Have you ever chopped wood, Kelly?
I have chopped wood. It is quite a good exercise and, risked my shins because you got to be able to aim. I have. And then we had to stack cords and cords of wood because we had just wood stove to heat the house. So it was like stacking it in the summertime along the side of the house. And then, of course, it's winter. So you have to bring it in. Like it was a whole pile of bullshit. So you're right. That part wouldn't
Yeah.
be great. I need a guy
Okay,
for that or
I
a
have
girl.
Yeah, I have also chopped wood in my life, and I don't ever remember looking forward to it. It's like saying, "I'm gonna go relax and pick up rocks in the yard." Like,
Yes.
what is that? I don't know. So, I this whole trend, it's like, for me, again, give me a beach, give me someone to take care of me, and plan my vacations for me, like, so I can go take my time walking through an art museum and having a beautiful, lovely lunch that's been prepared for me that I don't have to clean up after. These are
Yeah.
my
I
luxuries.
Those are that's your simple life. I think part of it is simplicity, and maybe the other part is stuff has become so urban that farming culture is like not even relatable to a lot of people. So they look at it and they think, oh my God, that would be so amazing. Did you ever see the show Clarkson's Farm?
No, but you have told me about it, and it's on my list,
It's on
and,
your list. I think,
someday
I
someday when my
think
kids are grown, I might go back to watch it.
someday when I have the me time to be able to actually uninterruptedly watch an educational program that's funny as hell. It's not educational, but it is meant to be. Jeremy Clarkson from like Top Gear fame and looking at cars started his own farm in the cutest little area in the UK. And though he took a lot of shit for bringing traffic into the town, sorry about that. He was really doing it because he was bringing awareness to the importance of farming and also how hard it is to farm and how hard it is to make money farming. And so the show really definitely shines a light on how hard it is to you look at these cute little piglets and then you find out, fuck, the moms actually lay on them when they're newborn and kill them all and you need them. And, all these circle of life moments where you're like, oh, farming is not all just brushing my Highland cow's bangs forward and then using my Dyson Airwrap on it. So it is a good show, though. It is very entertaining, but there's 4 seasons, so you're going to need some time, Christy, if you're adding it to it. There is also another show. There's two Canadian. Do you know the Property Brothers, Drew and Jonathan?
Of course she does. I mean, of
Who
course.
doesn't know them? Good old Canadians done well. So they have a series last year on HGTV called Chasing the West, and they're talking about this. Like they took city folk from Texas and Arizona and California and was like, hey, let's go give you what the reality of rural life is. It's not just like ceramic mugs and picking flowers. It's fucking mud and poop smells. Oops,
Yeah, and there's
sorry.
a lot. No, that's fine. First of all, I grew up in a town of 800 people. It was a farming
800
town.
people?
800 people. This
How
is
many of
like
them how
from
many of them were
birth.
in your cult?
Well, this is a different town. So this
Oh, a
is
different
from
town.
birth.
Okay, go on, sorry.
This is from birth till about 4th grade, and it was a small farming town of about 800. And, like, I don't think people understand now, I have never been a farmer, nor have I aspired to be one. I have, though, done chores on a farm, and my mother's parents were farmers, and so I've been out, well, to my uncle's house and stuff. So I've done a lot of farm chores. And here's the thing, guys, it's not fun. I mean, it's essentially like you're getting up in the middle of the night to go take care of animals and shovel shit. And
Yeah.
so what cracks me up is when people are like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go be a rancher." I'm like, "Do you know how hard ranchers work and how little money there is in that?" And
Yeah.
so I just find it so humorous. Like, there are parts of it that I can truly like the fresh air, right? I get that. But when you've grown up like in the middle of nowhere, it's like, "Oh, but it's 30 minutes to go to a real grocery store."
Yeah,
That's kind of a
exactly.
pain in the ass.
Yeah, forget going to McDonald's ever. For us, that was a 45-minute drive and a treat. But you did remind me, like, you can romanticize seeing the sunrise over my lavender fields. But if I had things like cows and chickens, and especially if you were a dairy farmer like my aunt and uncle, you were seeing the sunrise because you'd already been up for an hour and a half milking the fucking cows and cleaning out the pens. So there are definitely some drawbacks to that trendy rural
And it's
life.
and it's not like you get done early. It's not like
No,
you
or
start
you
your day and you get done. No, you get done late.
yeah, you do
And
it again at
animals
night. That's true.
Yeah, and
They gotta
animals
be
are kind of
fed.
like, I mean, you were talking about piglets. I have 2 of them. They make my house a mess. My
They
7-year-old
eat
is having
everything?
s they eat everything. My 7-year-old's having some sort of sleep regression where the other morning at 2 a.m., I found him in the living room watching TV. I'm like, "What is going on here? What is happening?"
Oh my god. Now yeah, I do remember a lot of the things that my uncle and aunt had to do, even with baby cows, and they had to keep them separate in their pens. And then, yeah, there's all those things you have to think about. So it's not, maybe we romanticize it because we know the other sort of pressures of having the kinds of jobs that we have. And I think that there is some value placed on having something you do that has a start and a finish. So you think about a season of crops, or you raise these animals, usually to be sold and killed, but you look at these things and you say that has a start and a finish. And some of what we do is so cyclical. You're just like, I'm on a hamster wheel and I'm never getting off of it. So they kind of want that, slowed down version of life.
Sure, and it's very tangible, right? Tasks get complete.
Yeah.
Whereas and that part is nice, but when I
Yeah.
wanna get a task complete, I just do laundry.
Yeah, exactly. And the task shouldn't make you sweaty and dirty like your chopping wood example. Yes, I completed chopping wood. It also incapacitated me for 3 days because I had to swing a damn axe for 4 hours.
But you know what's funny about what you were saying about completing tasks and what we do for a living? I was trying to explain the other day, to someone who their job is very executional,
Mhm.
which does take its own level of intelligence and strategy to do. I was trying to explain how like, what I do for a living, and actually, I was just on a client call, I'm like, "I do 2 things. I do really hard abstract shit, and I do the fun stuff. That's my
Oh,
job."
yeah,
Like,
that's it.
everyone's like, "That's too hard, give it to Christy." And
Yeah,
then, like, I'm like, "Oh, but I also get to we're going
I
to
get to do
Vienna?
this
I'm
cool
going to
shit.
Vienna. Oh, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna do." So,
yeah.
mine is, like, super fun and then really, really hard. Just, the idea of having when you're an entrepreneur, I met one of my friends recently left corporate America and is working for herself in consulting, and she's like, "It's a whole different level of tired." So, I think that there's the nice thing about sort of physical and manual labor and things that are task oriented that are repetitive is that maybe that hamster wheel in your head gets to be turned off.
I think so because if we actually narrow it down, what we both do is knowledge work, right? Like the work we're sure there are elements of execution that you can touch, feel, but most of what we do is thinking, the strategy, the planning, the ideas, the creative. It's all in your head. And especially as a woman, it's hard to turn that off on a good day. We got 18 tabs open when we go to bed, right? God forbid you wake up midnight. That night you woke up for your son at 2 a.m. I suspect your head was probably like, beyond what, who the hell's up? Also, you got 14,000 thoughts while I'm up. So I think if you're doing something that is physical, especially if it's something that is bringing you joy when you're doing it. Like, if I was petting a Highland cow, I'd be pretty happy about it, even though maybe I'm scooping poop. But those things I could see, because when you're done, to your point, okay, bye. I don't need to think of you again until tomorrow when I come in to feed you. And so it's not
Unless
like running in my head.
the Highland cow is sick and then you have to stay up all night to make sure it
Well,
doesn't
that's
die.
true. That is true. And they do come with the vet bills. So they are like that is one drawback. They're definitely not Tamagotchis, but have you seen them? Come on. I get
I
fed
mean
definitely so many videos. They're so adorable.
I love videos of animals, I do, but my sense of smell, it's very difficult for me to be around a lot of animals. Now, I have a friend, Megan, who lives, north of Denver up in the mountains, and she has horses and, she works in marketing and, oh my god, the sunsets from her backyard. I mean, again, it's like 30 minutes away to go. I mean, you have to go 30 minutes to do anything, and it's also when it snows, who wants to drive in that? I really enjoy visiting her and watching her do all of these things
Yeah.
while I drink her expensive wine.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to watch you from over here and then I'm going to go back home to my reality.
No,
Yeah,
but going
no, definitely true.
no, I mean, but that's very relaxing for me because it's so different. But, going back to what you said a minute ago about what we do is, like, knowledge based and for lack of a better term, you're called on to constantly be smart, right? And it's like, if you think about that, I was thinking about that today I did not feel very smart. I had a very not smart day. I haven't slept very well. My mom's in the hospital. She's fine, everyone, but there
Mary,
requires
get better.
some yeah,
Get
she's
better
fine.
soon, Mary Cat.
I know, right? And then, my son is literally getting up at 3 o'clock every morning and like waking me up. And then, of course, I can't go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And so again, we have to be smart for what we do. And it's like asking me to show up today and be smart with everything that's going on is like asking someone that has a herniated disc to go chop wood.
Yeah. That's true.
I don't really
And it's
know what my
hard to
point is there,
no,
but
but it is a good no, so what you do have me thinking about is, again, it comes back to the unplugging, because in your role, if you're not feeling smart for all the reasons that you explained, then what do you get to call in sick? "Hey, I need to take a dumb day today." Like, I don't know how you call in sick. If you had a herniated disc and you had to chop wood, you would call a helper, you'd call some person and be like, "Hey, can you come in and chop that wood?" Or you take the same kids and be like, "Bro, go chop that wood and cord it, put the cords up on the side of the house." We can't do it. It's like, "You're on, you gotta be on. It's Friday at 5. Christy, bring your A game. Let's go. Giddy up." So I can see why people are like, "I'd like to unplug from this a little bit."
yeah, if I think about that, so I'm like, what could I do that would not be that I would actually enjoy doing that's I like to puzzle.
And you like to cook.
I do. I love to cook. I do not like to bake.
Okay, well,
Baking is way too scientific and like you have to like get it right, and if I can't remember if I put something in or not, when I'm cooking, I can just taste it and be like, "Oh, yeah, it needs more
Yeah, I
of
need
this."
this. Yeah, I'm
Right?
with
But
you.
baking is so sciency that I ca it's too stressful for me. But,
I
it's
enjoy it. I'm just not very good at it. It doesn't
I don't
enjoy
enjoy
me
it.
back. No?
I mean, I'm good at it if I wanna
It
be,
smells
but
good. It smells good. I
well, my
do like
house
the
always
bacon.
smells good. My house smells like love. It smells like chopped onions and sautéed everything, and
How do you
sometimes fried chicken.
what does love smell like? Chopped garlic and onions and sautéing a roux.
I
I
mean,
will
think
agree with you
about
every
that.
time if I'm making dinner and Andrew or Emery come in the front door, they'll be like, "Ooh, smells great in here." 9 times out of 10, it's onions. It's like
It
it's
is.
sautéing onion. Yeah, you're right. Or bacon, you can never go wrong. And, like
God, but my house, when I make bacon, it smells like bacon for days.
well, that's why I use my air fryer for bacon. It's brilliant.
Oh, I've never done that. Talk to me about this.
You just put the bacon in like a don't put it in the trays that have holes down because then you're gonna clean it everywhere. So I have like a flat tray that goes in the air fryer. Put the bacon in. I think it's like 400 because depends on your air fryer whether you have a setting that just says air fry or it's a temperature setting. And I would say 7 minutes, and it's perfectly crisped. You could adjust it based on how crispy you like your bacon. For me, it's perfectly crisp and so even. And because it's all trapped in the air fryer, that smell didn't go anywhere. So my
Well, I
house
do mine
smells
in the oven.
yeah, but then I find it just splashes in the oven, and just cleaning that pan is a pain in the ass. Like the cookie sheet, you
That's
do it in the oven on a cookie sheet?
yeah, but I also use foil, so I just throw that away.
But I always can never get the tinfoil off the foil. I'm like or sorry, the bacon off the tinfoil. I'm like, "Rip." Anyways,
Do you
maybe I'm
think about
leaving
the
it too hard.
do you think about those little piglets that you wanna raise every time
No,
you eat bacon?
no. Those 2 things are unrelated. Once I send you off I mean, that's why I said goats, where are they going? Baby miniature donkeys. Like, you serve no purpose other than my joy. And the Highland cows, it's intuitive. You're there for me to practice my hair cutting skills.
I realize that in the US and Canada, we don't eat a lot of goat, but there are other cultures that
True.
actually eat goat.
Yes. And I mean, I've had a
I have
goat
eaten goat
curry.
before.
A goat curry is a nice curry, but I do. Have you ever had goat's milk ice cream?
No, I can't say that I mean, not that I know of, I probably have, I don't know.
You maybe have. I can't think of the brand, but there was a creamery not too far out of our house in Canada, and they used to make a blueberry goat's milk ice cream. And for this small, like, Haagen-Dazs size container, it was like $9. This was 8 years ago. It was like $9, and so my kids knew, "Don't eat that, that's mom's ice cream." But it was easy to keep them out of it because 'cause I'm like, "It came from goats." And then they're like, "No, thank you."
Now,
But yes, there is that part of it.
I know I've really poo-pooed on this whole trend
Yeah.
of, analog luxury, and I think it's just this particular version of that.
Maybe.
But, the one thing to say is I think the piece that's really appealing to me is that time is the real luxury.
Exactly.
That's a financial privilege.
For
So,
sure,
if you're
yes.
looking at this not as a lifestyle, but as a luxury, right? If you are a farmer, if you are a true farmer, if you've ever known a farmer, they're the toughest people you've ever met in your life. They're awesome, they're badasses, and they kind of scare me but they work harder than anyone I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, and it is
So,
super expensive even if you just look at crops and you're so hamstrung by the weather and nature can throw you a curveball and it's a very expensive curveball. And so you're right. These folks who have chickens in their backyard and then they expand it to a couple of cows and a couple of goats. That is there is a cost to that luxury. And if your goal is to unplug in that way, you need to have some financial abilities to be able to let that be your reality. So I think that's why it is classed as luxury because it's just not for everybody financially,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, and because farmers and ranchers, again, that is low money making, unfortunately. It should be much higher in my opinion, but it's just I guess to me, having grown up in a small town and having witnessed the true financial struggles and the stress, right? Because there's so many things about farming and raising animals that you can't control.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's like It's like, I mean, could you imagine, like, it's like having your, like, it's like sometimes the weather would be equivalent to having my entire hard drive or my computer, like,
Crash.
me not be able to access any of my work that I have done to this point. Like,
Yeah.
like, fucked.
Or
And
Wi-Fi
so
goes down for a week and there is no Wi-Fi period. How do you communicate and do anything?
okay,
How
there's
would we
that too.
podcast? That would be terrible.
That would be so sad, but also and I get the desire for simple. I just this whole romanticizing of the farm is just funny to me. But I
I
get the
think
idea of
it
slowing down. Can I tell you what I did today? Can I just tell you what my day
yeah.
looked like?
Yeah,
I'd love to
besides your
slow down.
90-minute your heartburn
Her for
massage, yes.
massage. Okay, well, first of all, got up, got the kids ready, got them out to school, fed everybody, made sure everyone's bags packed, whatever. Ran over and got some stuff for my mom from her house, ran to the store to get her some flowers, went to the hospital, checked in with mom, gave her the flowers, did all these things, whatever. Go over and I had to get a massage because I'm literally in terrible pain. And I know everyone's like, "Oh, you stopped and got a massage," but it was not pleasurable and it hurt. Well, I can barely walk right now. It's like awful. And so I did that. Then I wrote 2 proposals. I've been on 3 different calls. I tried to make chili in between all of these calls because in about 10 minutes, my little daughter's gonna walk through the door and she's gonna need food before she goes to volleyball practice. It's like, so the idea of like focusing on one task at a time seems amazing if you can
Yeah,
do that.
slowing down would be a nice thing. Yeah, I think you're right. The majority of it is in the why. The why is for maybe doing new skills, maybe having something that you can see that's tangible, that's, present to say, I did that thing. But it's really about getting back time and slowing down and unplugging because now we've been scheduled within an inch of our lives. Everything is available every minute, every day. And some of that is just getting to be too much. And so people are like, wouldn't it be nice if? But to your point earlier, we could do all of those things around slowing down and unplugging, but just do it on a beach in a cabana with a cocktail and somebody who brought it to us and maybe a book.
I mean, that to me, that's luxury. I know that sounds it makes me sound like the laziest person in the world, but
No.
I'm like
A
the
book
last
a book in
I'm
the
in a
sunshine technically counts as analog because we're not logged in, we're reading a book with paper.
I'm just telling y'all, if I ever get filthy rich, there will be no farm that I go work on. I might own one just because I feel like the need to give back, but, like,
Yes.
somebody else will run it, and I won't go there.
You're like you'll be the female version of Taylor Sheridan, and you're like, "I'm gonna buy me the 4 sixes, but I'm not running it. I will, however, rent it out for television shows and make millions of dollars."
I think Taylor Sheridan is a big part of this, especially for guys. I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
Yellowstone made every man I know wanna go be a rancher, and I'm like, "Do you know how hard that life is? Like, you wanna go be a
Well,
cowboy?"
it made every woman wanna find them a rip too. You're like, "I could definitely
Yeah.
marry one of those." I don't know how many men were looking for Beth, though. Maybe the saucy ones were.
Well, if you are, here she is. No, I'm just kidding, I'm not Beth. But no, but here's the reality of Rip, okay? Rip doesn't really exist either. He's a fictional character.
You
He
woke up on the
probably if Hey, listen, Rip just got off a horse, okay? Rip does not smell good, okay? He is
let's
sweaty and stinky,
rephrase then. I am confident that Rip exists. But what you believe Rip smells like and does in his everyday life and what it really is are probably very different. So there is a Rip for you out there, ladies. He just might smell more like manure than you were counting on.
which I'm out. I mean, for me, like, it has to smell good, period, end of story. It's across my life. If it doesn't smell good, I don't want it, except
I'm
for my
out.
kid. I love them, but Presley, if she didn't learn to start wearing deodorant, she smells like a damn onion and not the good cooked kind. Like, I'll go to hug her after school. I'm like, "Did you not put on deodorant?" And she's like, "Well, I did, but it said it was good for 72 hours." And I was like,
So she put
"Honey,"
it on like 3 days ago? No.
I'm like,
Oh,
you've
that's
had showers in between that." And then I'm like, "Damn the marketer. Like,
yeah,
why would you
exactly.
put 72 hours on deodorant?"
I think they're kind of saying in a pinch, if you didn't have it for a day, you're fine. And I'm the first to say that I think expiration dates are just suggestions. But when it
Who knows?
comes to things like that, no, if it says 72 hours, you got lied to. You should definitely wear it every day. You disagree about expiry dates?
Kelly, if it's a week before it expires, it gets thrown out of my fridge.
You and my friend Marcia in Australia need to get together because you know what she does? And don't you do this when you're in my house. She will come in and chuck all the shit out of my fridge that's expired. I'm like, girl, stop taking all my stuff.
I have done that to people.
In
I've
my
been like,
house?
not in your house,
Oh,
but I
okay.
have I have been in like my sister's fridge or something. I'm like, this is expired and throwing it and throw it away without
Can I
asking.
ask, like, what kind of thing are you throwing away immediately because it's expired?
Doesn't matter.
No, pick something.
I mean,
Because
dressing,
if it's the milk carton, I'm like, okay, I get it. But if it's the
dressing
frickin' Italian dressing, fuck you, don't touch it. It's oil. Why are you taking that and throwing it out?
because it's expired.
Do you think it's like do you think that the molecular composition of your Italian dressing decomposes on the day that it expires?
I feel like some rules you should follow, and anything that might make it smell bad. Remember I told you
Okay,
my first rule for anything is, does it smell good?
smell bad.
And
Okay,
if it
so did
smells
you
bad,
sniff hers
no,
dressing
I
and then
don't sniff it because I don't wanna
there's
smell it. It's like when someone's like, "Ooh, this stinks. Here, smell it." You're like, "Absolutely fucking not. Why would you do that to me?" So, I'm
well,
sorry. Apparently, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning,
you did
but
wake up for somebody who got a massage, you're really not namaste. Maybe you should do your second favorite thing and go to a yoga class while you're at it. Clean
how
out your
about goat
crisper.
yoga? Someone once
Go
was
yoga.
wanted
Yeah,
to go to
let's do
goat
it.
yoga, and I'm like, "Hold on, I hate yoga, and I think animals smell bad. This is a terrible what if they shit on you?"
Well, that would be
And
funny.
you have the 3 things I hate the most.
It's a trifecta of terrible for Christy. Please, can we go to that class and bring whatever friend that is? Because I'm into it. Let's do it. And if I'm the one who
Now
gets
listen,
shat on, I'm fine with that because that'd be a funny story.
I would go if you pay. I'm not paying for
Okay.
it.
What about puppy yoga?
Again, same concept.
Well, if a
Okay, wait,
puppy is
no,
just
actually, no,
there.
hold on. I do find puppies cute. I like
Okay.
puppies.
Thank you. Okay. Okay.
I
Okay.
do. I like them a lot. It's before their breath stinks and they start smelling like actual dog, right? Like, so the babies, pretty much babies of almost any species, I'm gonna be like, that's cute.
What
But
about human babies? Human babies have all kinds of smells, but you're okay with that because they're conditioned to you.
I love babies.
Okay.
Babies are my favorite thing in the world. I love the way they smell. I
So
love
you
that
love them when they have
newborn
the
smell.
glow. What if they stink like poop? You're still okay with it?
Yeah, well, then you quickly clean it up and move on to back to the good smells. Okay, that's
Okay,
just a
so
like part
same
of it.
applies to puppies.
No, it doesn't. I
You're
mean,
so baby racist.
if you, I think that I'm
Okay,
humanist.
you're baby elitist. Maybe it's not about species
Yes, well, so
elitist.
but babies wear diapers, so
Yeah, you can put a diaper on a puppy. I've seen it.
it grosses me out.
I am really trying to find you a silver lining in your day today. And apparently, I have chosen the worst day to choose the worst topic. Christy's worst nightmare come to life and wrapped as aspirational. She's like, hell no.
I literally I didn't know we were recording today, A. B, I get the topic and I see it I saw the topic. So you sent it at night. Yeah, yeah. So I saw this like right before my massage. And so it was like analog luxury when your childhood becomes aspirational. I'm like, well, I grew up in an abusive home and was part of a cult, but I'm gonna go with this and see where she's going. Like I'm just not gonna I'm gonna let her lead the conversation. And then we get on here and I start actually looking at it and I'm like, this sounds terrible. But I will tell you, I read a book. And this reminds me of this book. Let me find the name of it. When I say I read it, I mean I listened to it on Audible because that's what I do. And people can say, then you didn't really read it. Fuck off. Absorb the content of the book. It doesn't matter how I got it. Okay, so it's called "Everyone Is Lying to You" by Joe Piazza, and it's about these content creators in like Utah or somewhere that are like, very trad wife, 25 kids, and like
Phew.
making their cheese from scratch every day, and
Churning
essentially
butter.
they're influencers, but, like, there's, like I'm not gonna ruin the story, and it's like a murder mystery. It's really twisted. It's really good. It was actually a really good book. I liked it. But they have those farms that you're talking about, and they grow their own lavender and whatever, but then, is that real? Read the book. Just
Okay.
saying. With
Everyone
their
is
perfectly
lying to
clean
you.
cushion. Everyone is lying to you. It's good.
Again,
But I just this was last week.
just rife with positivity you are today.
Kelly, are you gonna not post this podcast?
I'm gonna post the shit out of this podcast just to see that it's not always sunshine and roses, and we tried to talk about baby cows, and she completely shot me down. In fact, when I sent it to you, you were like, "I cannot relate to this at all." And now we all know why. That's fine. I will happily come visit you on the beach in the cabana if your cabana boy can also bring me a cocktail, though. If you don't wanna visit my lavender farm, that's fine. I'll send you
No,
pictures.
I will visit. Just don't ask me to, like, pick weeds and crap and call it fun. I mean,
I'm not
if you
doing
like,
chores.
let's say I will if you truly need my help, but that's
Yes.
not my choice of vacation.
Okay. That's fair.
That's
So if
not
we have to build a fence, you're like, "I'll come, but don't call it a vacation. We're gonna go do
Yeah,
fun shit after."
just don't call
Okay.
it luxury
Okay.
because I'm apparently still in the 1980s version of luxury where I'm like, everyone does everything for me and I live in a gilded
Christy's
not
like,
a cage.
"I already grew up in this. It did not feel luxury, nor was it at all romantic. So no, thank you. Hard pass second time around."
When making bread your own bread became, like, a thing, I don't know, this is probably, like, 15
The
years ago
sourdough in COVID, yeah.
or whatever,
Way back in the
sure.
day when everyone
But,
bought a
when
bread
they
maker.
the bread makers, right. So
Yeah.
here's the thing. Here's what my mom we were really poor when I was little, and my mom made her own bread because it was cheaper than buying it from the store, and I no offense to you, Mary, but, like, that bread was, like, in bread pans, and it crumbled, and it was, like so when people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna bake some homemade bread," and I'm sure it's much better now, but I'm just like, "Ew. Can't we just get some white bread from the store like normal people?"
Can I just get a loaf of Wonder like a normal person? Don't make me take this ghetto bread to school. Dear Mary, I hope you're feeling better. Your daughter just roasted you.
Mom is a fantastic cook, but when you
Just
go
not
like,
a baker of bread.
well, maybe it was good, I don't know, but I just remember in my head going to school and unwrapping my peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which, by the way, I hate peanut butter, and I don't really like jelly that much either, so it was on this, like, wheat bread that wasn't cut, sliced, like, perfectly, and these other kids with their
This
bologna
is like a
sandwiches
slab.
and their white bread and their Kraft singles cheese and wanting to, like, cry every day and just wish I could be normal.
That was a lot of trauma just rolled out of your mouth, and I did not see it coming. And suddenly, as you were saying this, I felt like the bougie kid because I had a white bread bologna and mustard sandwich every single day and was also poor as shit. I did not realize I was leveled up from your bread trauma.
In today's world, my parents were conscious of what I ate.
Yeah.
They didn't want me eating all the preservatives and stuff, all the new trendy things. But back in the 80s, guess what? That wasn't trendy. It was Doritos and flipping white bread. And, like, I'm like, why can't I just be normal? It's bad enough that I have all these siblings and people look at us like we're crazy. But I also have to bring out my lunch of, like, weirdly shaped bread with peanut butter and jelly.
Well, I didn't initially think we were going to come on today's podcast and figure out what our next podcast is going to be about. Generational trauma from lunch sandwiches is definitely top of the list.
And you want me to move to a farm and take on chores?
You're like, I don't want any more chores. Fuck your chores, lady.
Kelly, if you feel like the need to have some luxury, if you wanna come fold my laundry and take down my Christmas decorations?
I'm on my way. If I had a private jet, I would come to you right now. We have hit a nerve. Chrissy's lost the plot. And it all came down to a PB&J sandwich, and it totally derailed her.
Kelly, if you have a private jet and I'm still doing my own laundry, Imma kill you, okay? I'm just saying.
We could not have a better ending to today's podcast, ladies and gentlemen. When your childhood becomes aspirational and your friend wants to murder you for your success. Here we go.
These are like laughing, I'm tired tears, not I'm crying, really crying tears, but
Hilarious.
maybe
Maybe
it's like
they're both.
maybe they're both. I wish I was a
Maybe.
cute crier, but I'm just not. Also,
You
that was
are
a
cute.
laughing that turned into a cry.
But your
But being
eyelashes were there for you, and you did not get a whole bunch of runny mascara. So well done, high
well,
maintenance, low
yeah,
maintenance girl.
I am a high maintenance, low maintenance girl, but so, to that note, I have to go do my chores now.
You go do your mom chores.
Sorry.
Next
I'm
week we'll
sorry.
pick a topic that doesn't trigger you so much. Like, share,
Luxury.
follow, and then I'll definitely take this segment and post it everywhere. No, I'm joking.
Oh,
Sort of.
great. Awesome. This will be so much fun.
Okay, I
I
love
love
you.
it. Okay, love you too.
Bye.
Bye, guys.